Hello and welcome to the Heads Up podcast. I am one of your hosts, DxT Hobo, aka Dan. Joined me as always we have DxT Nevo, aka Alex, and DxT Ferret, aka Gant. How are you doing, guys?
All good, man. How are you?
Good. Obviously it's been a long time since we've done one of these. Guys, how are you, mate?
Oh, I'm good. Just glad to be back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Can I just say
Yeah.
it's Hobo's fault? It's been so long.
It's been a bit of a madness because recently with work, obviously I work in football, work at Tottenham, and because they're so shit, we're in the champion. Well, I don't even know how to fucking put it. The European Conference of tournaments. So it means all our games are now on Thursdays, which means that clashes with the podcast and obvious reasons. It means I had to obviously change dates and stuff, and then been a bit of a madness really. It's not all just me though, by the way. Like I said, it ain't all just me.
It pretty much is.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It literally just is all you. There's no buts or maybes. It's you.
Yeah, it's true. Welcome Savant to the chat. He said, hi guys, good evening, my friend.
Good evening, Savant.
Cairo, hi. He said, evening guys, Gaz. Looking forward to doing comms with you on Wednesday. Ooh, that must be. We'll cross that a bit. Ooh. Okay,
We're doing anything, guys, eh?
Yeah.
Eh?
Ooh.
I offered it to you guys first.
What?
Rangers recent league.
Wednesday.
FC. Yeah, Cairo's was meant to jump in with us on Wednesday, but obviously Toby wasn't well, so I couldn't commit to it. He's going to be with me next week, and I'm sure he's going to do amazing.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Yeah,
good. You know what?
very
Raider runs a good league. Can't argue with that. It's definitely a good league.
And they've got DxT commentators throughout the whole thing now, haven't they?
Yeah, we're taking over.
Have they?
Take over. DxT take
DxT
over the
take
world.
over. It's just only take over you need, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot has happened in the month, I suppose. We've not done a podcast.
We've actually got quite a bit of news, I suppose. Well, one main bit of news, I guess, that we've been working on over the last kind of 2 months, really. But
Yeah. And then obviously we've got F1 news. Lots happened in F1. We've got the previous race. We've got
a little bit of football news.
Football. We've got what else has been happening? Yeah, the news world. Bits in the news world.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I can give an update about the Afghan thing.
Yeah, that's very true as well.
Because I've got some good news about that end of it.
Yeah, and then you call that the England's. Don't really care about that now. It's not coming home. Fuck it, it's gone to Rome. But so
Well,
guys,
I mean, there's only little bits of football, really. Like,
yeah, not much.
what do we want to start with? Do we do? I feel like football's probably the shortest subject, and I think a lot of people watch us for our Formula One stuff because that's pretty much where we post it. So
Football's not really short. We've got the transfers to talk about.
well, there's
but there's no
Ronaldo coming home.
Oh, yeah,
So,
obviously. Yeah. I think that's shorter than
let's get
everything
out
we've
of the way
got to
now.
talk about.
These two United fans, come on, just jizz about Ronaldo coming home and just let's get on with our lives.
So I tell you what, Ronaldo coming home was amazing, but I think the pinnacle of the transfer deadline day was Harry Kane not going to Man City.
That was a weird one, That was a weird one.
I was well happy with that.
It sounds weird, but I think I just don't think they have the money. I think City's a team, and it's happened to them before where they struggle with financial fair play because City as a team actually they don't make enough money because they're not big enough. This is what happens when you
United,
get taken over in 2009, and yes, they made a name for themselves over the last 10, 11, 12ish years maybe, but they don't bring in the income that even teams like Arsenal, like Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, United, all of that look like, and even Madrid, Barcelona. You know what I mean? I
won't stick Liverpool on that list.
Nah, you can't. They're one of the big. You can't put them down. You can't put them down.
You can't put them down. They've got the ability to play top level, but the money, the financial backing's not there.
The Fenway Sports Group are just.
But in Europe,
they're
one of biggest fan
They're one of the
bases
most well
next to
known.
United.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, as a club itself, it struggled to pay its staff wages throughout lockdown.
Yeah, I think a lot of the clubs did, to be honest. Though it wasn't just Liverpool. A lot of the clubs did.
Yeah, a lot of smaller clubs, but when you look at big clubs, they should not have struggled.
No, they shouldn't have done at all. Shouldn't have done. But that's because they didn't cut their players. But that's another topic altogether.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so we're back to the City nonsense. I reckon they hedged their bets. So they put money on Grealish and Harry Kane, and Stewart came in first. Once one came in, they just went, okay, we'll cancel the other. That's what they did.
No,
But either way, it was a good shout though, because what they did, that they upset the apple cart at Spurs. So Carey was, a bit of a unknown for a few months, and he didn't play. So he put faults in his head and all that. So
see, I honestly believe Harry Kane when he said that he was away on holiday and he wasn't responding to messages because he puts his phone away. I want to believe that.
you
From
can't
him,
believe
I want
that
him
at
to.
all. I don't think anyone
want
can
to.
believe that.
I want to believe it for the whole reason.
I'd like to
the fact
believe
that,
it because he's a Tottenham boy, but yeah, he's chatting out of his arse.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I really do think that
Go on.
that was the
carry
case.
on. I think it's half a dozen ones. Like, I think the club want to make him kind of look bad because they kind of know he's possibly on his way out. I think it's kind of natural for a lot of players to be like, oh, could do with an extra bit of time off, man. Like, play the Euros, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. And maybe Kane thought, yes, maybe he wouldn't even be going back to Spurs. But at the same time, if Spurs go, oh well, he's just not turned up. Like, where is he? And it's just like, well, are you just making him look bad so the fans kind of get on his back? Or I think it happens so much in football as well. Just like Harry Kane, there's been so many footballers which have that same sort of thing. It just seems, I don't know, a bit of both really, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, for me, I honestly think with Man City, they've like we want to get Grealish, we want to get a new striker because Aguero's gone. Kane was one of those ones where they honestly really thought that they'd get Kane.
Yeah.
But it never happened. They chanced it with Ronaldo, realised that Ronaldo said no because he's a United lad through and through.
Yeah, see, I hated how that was spun, right? Because the media kind of spun it like, oh, well, your City's his first choice, blah, 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 and it's just like, I just never thought...
It's never been his first choice.
Yeah, I mean, he said quite a few times as well in different interviews, like, he'd never play for City, like, if he played for England, it would be United or no one. And the media were like, oh, well, City said no, so then he had to go to United. I'm thinking, what makes you think he even went to, even, contemplated it?
No,
that's the annoying thing for me.
Never. He's always mentioned in every single interview that he's coming back to England, he's going to United.
He told Paul Pogba last year, don't worry, I'm coming back home.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, like, we sit there, like, everyone's got like, oh, he's going to Man City because Man City put the bid in. Triggered the whole episode. But Ronaldo's gone like, yeah, I'm leaving Juventus, I'll go and say goodbye. But I told his agent, make Manchester United.
Yeah.
Go pull the switch.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he get his number 7 back?
Yes. Oh, he's got it. He already has.
He's already got it.
Fucking
hell.
Yeah.
Cavani's a G.
Cavani said he'd have it back.
Yeah, Daniel James left, vacated the number 21. Cavani went, well, I know his whole thing was, yeah, 7's very special, I'm really honoured that you gave it to me, but my number's 21.
Yeah.
I want Ronaldo to have his 7 back.
Oh, that's fair enough.
The FA were going to turn it down because they had to put requests in for changing numbers.
Yeah.
FA were going to turn it down, but Cavani actually sent a private email saying, look, I really want to play in 21. I play 21 for my country. I want to do it for my club as well. So
that's fair enough.
That was a brilliant move.
No, big respect to him.
I don't know what I feel
by the way, it isn't his number though. Let's be honest. It's not Ronaldo's number. It's Beckham's number.
It's not Beckham's.
It's not Beckham's. You got George
You
Best.
got George Best. You got King
George
Cantona.
Best.
It's ain't Beckham's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm saying,
shit.
what I'm saying is, there's other people's that special number 7. Like 7 is special at United for a reason, so it makes sense that Cavani's passed it over, which is nice. It is nice of him. But then again, in the same breath, Michael Jordan, when he went to came back to basketball, he didn't jump back to his number 23. He did a college number first. Then it was bad luck apparently, so he went back.
He was playing shit. Yeah, so he went back to it.
But yeah, though, the numbers are quite important for athletes.
Yeah, well,
it's just for Ronaldo, it's his brand, right? It's not even just like, oh, I like this number. It's literally he's CR7. That is his brand.
Yeah.
Imagine it'd be CR59. What the fuck?
Well, you know, man. Like, it wouldn't make no sense.
He was actually when he went to United in the first time, he wanted his own number, which he used at Sporting, but they went, no, we're going to give you the fabled number 7, and I can't figure too many number 7s that did badly.
No, I can't think of many, to be honest.
Because even Michael Owen, when he got the number 7,
he did big.
one of his goal.
Di Maria.
Di Maria, well done. You've got one.
No, to be fair, literally, is Di Maria and did Depay wear it?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I can't remember seeing him in it.
And Antonio Valencia went to it and then didn't want it and went back to it. There's just the pressure that comes with that shirt.
Had it as well, didn't he?
Yeah, for a few games.
Yeah, but that's when they moved him to right wing, and he was like, no, I want to go back to right back. But when Michael Owen wore it, everybody thought he did badly, but he scored that goal.
Right, that goal against.
That gave us the win for the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Although, I mean, that was the goal that won it, but can we just say, like, it was Van Persie that won us that title back then?
Do you know what?
Yeah.
You mentioned Van Persie, the image that comes to my head is the flying, diving header from outside the box.
Mate, but it was fucking savage when he done that one. It was so good.
I always remember that. I didn't like Van Persie, but being a Spurs fan, but that diving... I'm not even diving, a flying header. I'm going to call it a flying header, because he was fucking in the air for a good 5 seconds.
He wasn't diving down, it was proper in the in the air, wasn't he?
He was soaring.
He was flying, mate. He was flying like a bird.
Yeah.
He is Dutch, isn't he? He was the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, he is.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
The Flying Dutchman header, that was fucking insane. Outside the box, I don't know how the fuck he got the power behind it, but yeah. To me, that's better than any Rooney goal. Even like the bicycle kick. I don't rate Rooney. I never rated Rooney. Rooney just managed to score one good... I'm sorry, man. Rooney just scored one good goal. No, a season. He managed to... that season, right? That season he scored twice. It was his worst season. And he wouldn't be remembered for that season if it wasn't for this goal. That's the only reason why this season was like,
Alex,
look at Rooney, he's amazing.
This guy, man.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Salt.
I can't stand it.
Smell the salt.
A lot of backpedaling there.
Yeah, it was.
I can't stand him, man. I can't stand it. I would not have him. If I could have had him for free at Spurs, I would have fucking said, no, fuck off.
Oh, mate, no, you wouldn't. You would have snapped him up, man.
Much.
It doesn't matter if you like him or not. It don't matter if you like him or not, man.
Wouldn't want him.
Nah.
I wouldn't want him. There's a lot of players I would rather see us like get relegated than have at our club. And Rooney, I hate him that much. But then some of your players, I would have given like fucking right legs and fucking my virginity for their in their Tottenham shirt. Like Georgie Best is a fucking legend, like absolute fucking legend. Like obviously he's United through and through. He would never be anywhere else. But if there was ever a chance, and my anal virginity was involved, mate, it's gone. The guy was a god.
Yeah, no, he's brilliant.
But yeah, okay. Are you done talking about Ronaldo?
Yeah, well, I think we can.
Well, almost. I just want to say, like, even being a United fan, everyone's expecting, like, oh my god, Ronaldo's come back. It's going to completely change it. It's like it's a completely different Ronaldo than what we've had and what we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we're getting prime Ronaldo here. Real Madrid had him, but would you take Ronaldo for 25 million or?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or, I mean, like we sold Dan James for the same amount it cost us to get Ronaldo. It's like you'd snap anyone's arm off for
But
that.
it's the same as the Tottenham thing as well with Bale, because we got Bale back on that loan deal. Everyone was expecting the old Bale. Like, seriously, the guy hasn't fucking played a game in football. And you're expecting
Bale's a different. Yeah, that's a completely different kettle of fish because he had to
the
play.
difference with Ronaldo is that he's still a starter. He's still topping every single goal tally in Italy, and wherever he's been, he's topped a goal tally, and he's won a trophy and that kind of shit. Ronaldo is a specimen. He's a different character. Different. You can't.
Oh yeah, he's a completely
him.
different breed.
So he will literally. I don't think he would, like you said, that he'll do the CR7 bits he did back when he was, running down the wing constantly, like always on the ball. Yeah. He'll be a different player altogether, but he'll get us goals
though. That's the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. But the other flip side of the coin is that he will be a massive target to defenders to bring him down. So he could get injured a bit.
I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't ruin. Like honestly, I would still rather have Bruno on penalties. This is my slight one thing.
You can't have Bruno though. The thing is, you've got a team of penalty takers. If it comes down to a Champions League final on penalties, my money's back in United 100%, because you've got everyone that could take a penalty playing for United. But
we do have a lot of good
if you've
penalty
got
takers,
Bruno and Ronaldo, like, it's kind of a silly question. You've got to put Ronaldo on it. Same with the free kicks.
I honestly think that Ronaldo will be one of those ones like where Bruno does. He does allow Rashford to take penalties from that every now and then.
Yeah.
I think it'll be one of those ones like, right, it's between you three. You do what's best for the team. Bruno is like really good friends with Ronaldo. Yeah, so I don't think Bruno's going to be like, no, you're not having this penalty, I'm having it.
Even if they switch, man, I don't mind the but I mean, I feel like Bruno is coming into his prime, right? And even though, I mean, it's still Ronaldo though. This is the hard thing, man. I just feel like Bruno's been so solid from the penalties, but for us, it's like, but it's Ronaldo. That's the only problem. It's still just Ronaldo. It's hard.
It's just the thing is that he could have gone a whole career not missing the penalty. Ronaldo's going to come back, and it's Ronaldo. That's it. It's just Ronaldo.
This is the issue. Like,
there's no explanation behind it. It's Ronaldo. But
I'm just buzzing to see him back in the Prem, man. I'm buzzing to see him back at United, and I'm buzzing to see him back in the Prem. And also, I'm actually intrigued to see Messi in PSG. I guess we didn't speak about that.
I'm not fussed about it, man. I am really not. It's dead.
The biggest issue
league.
is.
I'm sorry, but it's a fucking.
100%. Have you seen it's been demoted now? It's not in the top 5 European leagues. It's number 6. It's behind the fucking Portuguese.
That's all they've got. It's PSG, and then there's a bunch of farmers, little farmers' towns. It's dead. Like, I get why Messi went there. It's obviously it's PSG. No matter what, it's PSG.
Well, they had the money to pay his wages.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only 3 clubs in the world that can actually pay his wages.
PSG,
and stay within
City, Real Madrid.
No, Real Madrid couldn't.
They're in debt, aren't they? They're in debt.
And City can't with Grealish. There.
Oh yeah, of course.
United and LA Galaxy are the only two teams, and PSG obviously are the only other teams that could actually hold Messi at his wages.
Do it now because they've capped him.
No. Well, Chinese league itself is collapsing.
Yeah. They've put a massive.
They put a lot of
money.
Yeah, they've actually ruined the league. They should have just let it how it was, man. I was actually reading a story about Anzi Makalala or whatever it is, Makshiak, blah blah blah, and like how they're like massive downfall because the owner, he was obviously like a multi-billionaire, and then he lost. I think it was like I can't remember how much it was, 2.2 I think it was like 2.2 or 3.4 billion overnight in some kind of fucking whatever he invested in, and it like just ruined the club because they couldn't pay people.
It wasn't even that as well. Like they had a whole cap, didn't they? Like the league itself.
Oh yeah, they brought in they brought in lots of stuff. Stupid. Like only a certain amount of overseas players, a cap on wages, and everything like that. But it's fair though. Like every other league kind of has it.
This is so with the PSG argument. If I go back to that, this is why the Super League was such a draw to people, because it brings all these big clubs together to play.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at all the other European leagues, other than the Prem, because the Prem I think is a special league. It's a very special league, the Prem. But Scottish League, for example, there's 2 teams. That's it. The French League, there's 1 team, PSG. The German League, there's 2 teams. Arguably 2 teams, because you've got Dortmund, who's up there or thereabouts, and then you've got Munich, who just dominate. You've got Spain. Now you've got 4. They got 3 because Atletico have come into the scene. But for a long time, it was 2.
I think the Spain League is actually going to be switched up because Barcelona and Real Madrid are kind of both in turmoil. Like they're both still going to be up there, but I generally think
this is why they're in turmoil, because the league's dead.
Barca are the biggest issue. Yeah.
And who's now? Who's going to watch the El Clasico? That's dead. That's done.
Without Messi and Ronaldo, who actually care, until they get another like a Galactico, or I mean Memphis Depay seems like he's doing alright, but he's not really like a.
He's not a name brand.
He's not. Yeah, he's not somebody. Not yet. At least maybe he will. Who knows? No one's drawn to him. I don't go. Oh, Memphis Depay's playing. Go on, put that game on.
Whereas even in the Prem, even the deadest games will get more than any game in like the PSG, other than PSG in the French league.
Oh mate, I'd rather watch Burnley Wolves.
Yeah.
Over very
Wolves
to be honest.
That's probably a bit of a.
Wolves are sick.
I mean, I'd rather watch. Let's say for example, Burnley Stoke. I'd rather watch that.
Brentford, they're newly promoted.
They're
but this is what I'm saying. They're newly promoted up to the Prem. Yeah, well, that's it. I'd rather watch. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't. Definitely not Arsenal. No, but I'd rather watch any team, like any game in the Prem. Probably a few games in the Championship.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd rather watch
I had
Celtic.
no draw. I don't think.
I'd rather watch Celtic, Rangers.
Whoa.
Compared to not PSG. Compared to any random French team playing.
The Celtic Rangers games are usually high intensity. They are. Well, not it was. It's now revitalised since Gerrard's turned Rangers around.
Yeah, he's actually done a fantastic job, to be honest.
Yeah, I hate to admit that he's done. Yeah, I hate to admit that he has, but yeah, he has.
I like from an England perspective. I like Gerrard. Obviously, the fact he played for Liverpool makes me sick, to be honest.
I would still love to see one day a British league rather than a Scottish and an English league. Because let's face it, the Welsh league's incorporated with us anyway. We've got
no, it's not.
Yeah, because you got.
It was only Cardiff, wasn't it?
No, it's three. It's Cardiff, Swansea, Wrexham.
Oh yeah, Swansea. Sorry, completely. Don't know how I forgot about Swansea.
You've got there is a Welsh Premier League.
Yeah, there is a Welsh. It's not worth mentioning.
It's not worth mentioning it because there is. But you got teams like Llandudno, Bangor, Broughton.
You've named more teams.
Who have actually all played more European games than. Let's have a think. Probably Tottenham.
Yeah, but this is the problem. I think the Scottish League have seen what happened to the Welsh League after these teams come over to the English League, and they're like, "Why would we do that?" Because they'll lose if Celtic and Rangers come over. They wouldn't last in the Prem. Let's be honest. They'll get relegated instantly, and they'll be fucked. But
no, I think they'd be okay. However, I think the biggest issue with it is they'd want too much. I feel like Rangers and Celtic are like a big draw. Like they're a big draw in the Scottish Premier League, but in the normal Premier League they're not a big draw. So I feel like they'd want extra money from TV rights or like they owed something. It's just like you're nothing over here. I couldn't give a shit watching Celtic v Burnley, but like I said, Wolves v Burnley, I'd much rather watch that. Like, I mean, they're big teams in their own right, yes. Like, I'm not taking that away from them, but they're big teams in the Scottish Premier League.
But then, if they did end up joining the Premier League, they will get more money than what they're getting now, anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think they'll be too fussed about it. I think the first 2-3 seasons, they're like, right, we're going to show what we can do. They'll get a bit more money. They'll get more players interested in them because they're playing against bigger clubs. Players are not drawn to go to the Scottish leagues because if you're not in one of the 2 top teams, then it's not a league to be interested in.
Yeah.
But what I think, if it's ever going to happen, and the Premier League ever listens to this, no, that's what they want to do. But they should expand the Premier League to 22 teams, first of all. have the same relegation, 3 relegated, nothing changes with that, but expand it to 2, give Celtic and Rangers a year's notice, give them 80 million each to sort of go, look, you've got 80 million for your last season in the Scottish Premier League, get ready to go into the Prem, because it's going to be hard. Then bring them in. And then see how they get on. Because I think if you pluck them now and put them down, they wouldn't last, because it'll take a long time for people to get convinced or players to get convinced to play for them. If they know, they're going to get relegated instantly, why would I play for a losing team? But if you give them 80 million, they can get some players in that maybe want a bit of money grabbing,
But then it's like, you're basically funding a team to leapfrog the teams that get promoted from the Championship, which I don't think is right.
You're buying them. You're buying them to get into the Prem. If anything, it's an acquisition rather than funding.
So it would, a 2-season build up, yes. Right. So basically, in 2 seasons' time, the top 4 teams from that season will go and get dropped into the Premier League.
Just Celtic Rangers. Fuck the rest of them.
No, because you've got
Rangers.
Hearts and Aberdeen are not that far behind them.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can't be sending them up there when you got Hearts and Aberdeen that are actually beating them in games. You can't just so you send the top 4, and then you break the rest of them down through the leagues. So yeah, Queen of the South, you'll be seeing them playing against teams like Tranmere Rovers and Stevenage and those little teams down at the bottom. But they'll smash it. I'll be honest, you put Queen of the South in those leagues, they'll smash it and they'll come up probably to Championship level. But yeah, you need to spread them around through. Scottish League happening in the Prem. I don't think the logistics are there anymore. Where now they are told teams are to travel by road where possible.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
they got told to travel by road. It's not, even before the pandemic, they were told to travel by road within the country. Yeah, so Southampton were travelling by coach all the way up to Newcastle.
But surely they get there a day before, like 2 days before.
Yeah, they get there 2 days before. This is why the FA had to have a constant struggle making sure teams like that. Luckily, they don't have any European games. But imagine if you're like Southampton versus Aberdeen. Aberdeen. Dundee.
Dundee. I think Dundee's really up north.
Dundee's, it's just not feasible at the current moment. And not until freaking the high speed railway goes right through Scotland.
Yeah, it's one thing actually I've always wanted to do on FM is to make, you can edit the teams and leagues and stuff. I've always wanted to do it. I've never actually done it. And actually make a proper league. Sorry, we got a question from Cairo. My question to you three.
That was when we get to F1, but yeah, carry on.
Oh, when we get to F1, okay, we'll hold that. We'll hold that. Well, is there any more football topics you want to talk about? Obviously, England's, they've done their qualifiers.
Nah, we can do. I haven't watched the qualifiers, to be fair.
I don't watch them.
Qualifiers for the last 3 qualifiers, they've done 2 very good games, 4-0 wins. Poland held them off, and it's just because they weren't hungry enough for goals, and that's it. That's the sum up of all the England games.
Yeah. And there's teams that they should be beating. That's it.
I never said they should have. Our 2-1 was going to be my bet against Poland. Poland, they should have won 2-1.
Yeah, all the other ones, 4-0 was.
And Andorra, 4-0, but they only scored 4 goals in the second half. Come on, England, you're fucking dog shit.
I heard actually about my granddad was telling me about Andorra, and it shocked me. Their population, the country's population, can fit in Wembley, and they're able to put out a 11-man team. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. 90,000 population.
They've got they've got a full they've got a full squad as well. So it's not like we're
not bad. They're not bad players.
No, they're not terrible.
They've got to do. They're all part-time workers and that. That's the same with like I'm from my background's Maltese, same as them. There's only 1 or 2 players that actually play in a decent-ish team, but like full time. But yeah, the rest of them are they're hairdressers and fucking bakers and all this kind of shit.
It was the same as Iceland. Iceland, when they were at the last Euros, their top goal scorer was a teacher.
Oh, a teacher. They have a lawyer as well. A teacher, a lawyer, policeman.
They had a teacher, lawyer, policeman, and a pedo.
A what?
Pedo.
Yeah. Sorry, I just realised you got that. Yeah.
Gylfi
Has that actually
Sigurdsson.
been confirmed?
No, it's not been confirmed. He's still on suspension, so they're still investigating.
Okay.
If it's taking this long, there's got
it's ignorant.
Allegedly, yeah.
Ignorant.
But it could end up being another one of those Chad Evans situations.
I felt sorry for him. No, do you know what? Chad Evans, man, I felt so sorry for him. Like, he got fucked over by everyone. And this is what pissed me off with the law in the country, that it's guilty to prove innocent. I think that's bollocks. I think it should have been investigated. His name should have been kept out of the press completely until they know what's going on, because this could have fucked up his life, and it's done so for many American players as well, like NFL players, NFL stars. It's fucked up their lives because their name gets dragged through the mud, and that's it. They're just tarred with this brush.
Yeah.
So it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But anyway.
But I'm glad to see that Chad Evans is actually back playing professional football. Though.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing.
It's
like there was, is it Banks? A guy called Banks played in America. He got accused of rape with I think it's Banks. He got accused of rape from his girlfriend at the time. Turned out to be completely bullshitting, and he was put in prison. And it took I think it was 3 or 4 years for him to actually get proven innocent. And then he managed to go back and play, but he wasn't the same player. Yeah. So it's just so bullshit. I think it is Banks. It's not Gordon Banks, obviously, but it's Banks. I'm pretty sure it's Banks. But yeah, are there any other football topics you want to talk about before we move swiftly on?
I think we're all happy with that.
Yeah. All right. So next topic. Ooh, what we got F1. Or we got guys, do your good news story. Let's do guys' good news story.
Oh yeah, so basically, like last time we spoke a month ago was about we touched on the subject about Afghanistan. Alright, so in the last few weeks, I've been trying to get hold of a friend of mine who actually helped me a lot. Basically, I would class him as family. He's did a lot for me. Saved my life, saved loads of lives, I'll be honest. His quick professional work saved thousands easily. So man, he's got a young family, and with a little bit of work, a little bit of pushing around, a lot of phone calls, he's managed to get into England, and he's now in the resettlement program.
That's great.
Hopefully,
nice.
Fingers crossed that he ends up in the northwest, so I can help him around, get him settled a bit better. Because at least then he'll know someone who lives in the country.
Make sure that your Liverpool don't come in, you don't rob him.
Oh mate, I'm not a Liverpool. Mate, I'm not from Liverpool.
I'm not from Liverpool.
I'm not from Liverpool. I'm not from Liverpool. Fuck you.
Calm down.
Fucking calm down.
Your voice changed so much.
Proper high pitch and squeaky, man.
It's genuinely good to hear, man. I said it was a good news story, man. So
that was good.
I'm glad he's okay. Fingers crossed. He has a better life here, and doesn't fear for his life. But then again, if he's Liverpool, he's still fucked.
Mate, Liverpool's a city full of immigrants. It's all good.
Yeah, no, I'm not like the terror. There's still the terror, but this time it's the bloody the little chat. Hey, do you like fucking Stanley? Oh. But yeah, anyway, Evelyn Lee, welcome to the chat.
Yeah, Evelyn Lee
joined us at quite
nice
a strange time.
No, he joined us at perfect time. We're about to start talking about Formula 1, so
here we go. But yeah, great.
Who's the real winner?
Keep us updated, actually, guys. Keep us updated if you do hear from more friends. Keep us updated because that's nice to hear.
Oh, will do. Yeah, as soon as he gets up here, I'll be taking a photo and send it to you guys.
Oh, definitely. That'd be sick. Okay, so we'll talk about real F1 first before we move on to virtual F1. Big stories coming out recently. Do you talk about the F1 race first? The Spa race? That amazing race?
The amazing race that wasn't a race?
Yeah, Meh. I don't even know if I want to talk about Spa, man.
Got a question.
What a waste of time.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you believe half points was necessary for that race?
Yes.
What?
I think it's disgusting that they went out for 2 laps. In fact, I don't. What's the point? For
it
one,
wasn't even
like,
2 laps. It was 2 laps under safety car.
Well, yeah.
Well. So they nothing changed.
I understand your point, but the only reason why I'm saying yes is because the sheer brilliance of George Russell in that Williams, in those conditions, sticking that car on provisional pole, and the only person to beat him was Max Verstappen, who the same steward allowed to DxT's track limits through Poulon to top the pole.
Half points is for half points essentially for 2 laps. I'm glad George got the points. As I said, I'm glad George got points. I'm glad he did so well. But it's just the other side of the coin. I'm like, it's not deserved, man. Like, full well in a race
not.
he would have fell so far back down the grid and probably would have taken by his teammate.
I like the fact that he got the point. Like I have no problem with Russell getting the points. I just don't like the whole thing behind it. Like, man, I just think, what was it? What was the point of it?
Half points for essentially doing a 3 formation laps. It's a joke. There shouldn't have been any points awarded to that race. It should have been cancelled because you can't. I know these days you can't postpone because of the situation we're in. The calendar's so tight, you can't postpone it. But it should have just been cancelled, and then no one got any points because it's just dumb.
Well, the thing is that they had to do 4 laps on track, whether it was behind the safety car or not, to qualify for half points.
I know, but even that's dumb. It's like, how many laps
and
is
that's
that race?
and it is.
It's in the high. The
40.
Yeah.
40 something. I think because it's 40. It's like equivalent to 10% of the race to qualify for half points. So it's about 40.
It shouldn't be. I reckon it should be 25% at least.
I thought it was
44. 44 laps. I think it is.
Yeah.
It should have been more than. It should have been at least 25% because that's not a race, and also it's under safety car. So, for example, say if trying to think of someone that was in the top. So say it was Verstappen, for example. He made a mistake. He spins out, goes wide. Is he then allowed to get back his place? Because technically, he'd be at the back of the grid if he spun and come back.
Who was that? Sorry?
Say Verstappen. Say if he crashed, or not crashed, but say if he spun during that safety car. Would he then be allowed to retake his place back?
No.
He's got no chance of redeeming himself because I don't know. I don't think the whole thing is just. It just shouldn't have been done. It should have just been cancelled. No point.
I can understand, but I do think that the effort that went into the qualifying had to be rewarded one way or another. Maybe not say like 50 half points. Maybe they should have went a revised point scheme based on the qualifying results. They get like a smaller fraction, maybe, yeah. But it's for me, it had to be rewarded and signified because they put that effort in to get that grid set up. That something had to be done.
But not half points. It's maybe a quarter points or some shit because it wasn't the half race. Maybe I can understand that, but I do think that it needed to be. There had to be some reward for those drivers doing such a good lap. But I just think it's ridiculous. Lee's actually made a good comment. He said, obviously, it shouldn't have been any points. It's a glorified parade lap, all done for financial reasons. But this is the question: will the crowds get their money back for that race?
They bloody should do.
I reckon it would.
I think they're trying to, aren't they?
I reckon
Well,
it would have been.
what
If
it-
you don't see half a race, I think it must be some sort of thing on the back of the ticket.
There is a refund process when it comes down to motorsport events. So basically, it's they work out within with time of action. So your 4 laps, 10%. It's not enough for them to say that they got entertainment value through that day. So someone who's paid for the full weekend will get a Sunday refund.
Yeah.
And that'll be basically it.
Refund. Yeah, there's been a Sunday run.
Oh no, it'll just be for the Sunday because they got everything else. But it'll be Sunday if it's Sunday race. Whether the supporting races went out, that's where they may lose a bit more. But obviously, I can't think.
I don't think they did. I don't think anything went out.
I think the
karting did.
The
that's it.
The karting.
The karts are out. That's about it.
yeah. The Porsche Cup did go out.
Yeah, I think they're a bit more.
But
robust, didn't they?
people don't go for that though, don't they? Like people
Yeah,
go
they
there
don't
for
go-
Formula One.
Yeah, they go for Formula One, but like that's where
It's
that's
part
where
of the
they get
show,
them.
isn't it?
You've got some of the show, so you only get some of the refund. But you got the like Hamilton asking the FIA to enforce a full refund for the day,
Yeah.
but I don't think that will be possible. But yeah, they definitely would be getting some kind of refund anyway.
Yeah, I think so. But it's a shame that we didn't see a race. I think it would have been good. Obviously, this situation has only really helped out Verstappen and Russell because Russell wouldn't have got points if the race went ahead.
Yeah,
Because he would have been
and yeah, Hamilton would have got second.
Yeah, Hamilton would have got second, Max would have won, and that's it.
Yeah, that would be the chances. It did also help Mercedes out a bit as well because Perez starting
Perez
the
didn't get any. He
and
didn't get any points.
then Perez with the engine change to basically limit his penalty. So instead of starting at the back of the grid, he started in the pit lane with a brand new engine, so they didn't have to get a penalty further down. So Perez has got an extra engine to use that only did 4 laps.
That's very true.
Yeah, it's true.
So Red Bull won that one. Yeah, hands down.
So that was Spa. Move on from Spa, and we've got news with Kimi, unfortunately.
I think that's the most gutting one because I don't think there's a person out there who doesn't like Kimi. Even like, you might like some racers, but dislike them as a person. Like, I mean, Hamilton's kind of a good, maybe a good subject for this. Like, I don't think I'd be mates with Hamilton, but there's no question he's my favourite race car driver and he's incredible in a race car, right? But I can't say he's my favourite person. But Kimi, has been a fantastic race car driver and an absolute lad. Like, genuinely, just fucking brilliant. When you listen to all like his radio messages and stuff like that, you're just thinking, this guy, man. Even if he was at the back of the grid, like racing a 55, man, just to hear him on the radio, I'd love it.
Yeah, well, see, with Kimi, for me, it's even though like the majority of when I've seen Kimi racing, it was in the Ferrari, and I hate Ferrari.
Yeah.
I still liked them, and I never liked any other Ferrari drivers.
Yeah.
I think that changes now because I think Charles Leclerc, he's a decent guy. If you got a decent driver, they're all talented. I'm not going to take that away from them. But I quite like Carlos Sainz.
I like Sainz too.
I think he's amazing. I think he's a great character. Probably the first time ever I've gone like, oh wow, Ferrari's got 2 drivers I quite like.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Kimi leaving.
Shame not being on the grid. I think it's the end of it. For all of us, he's always been there.
I was hoping he would do one more season just to stop Alonso for taking the most race starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wish he didn't end up going to do rallying. I know it was down to like how much he probably wanted and all that malarkey, but I really wish he stayed in Formula 1. Didn't have like a 2-year break, whether it was 2-3
It's
years,
definitely,
whatever it
that's
was.
definitely a Finnish thing though, because didn't Nick Hackman do the same thing?
Yeah, but like you got to think that how much better of a driver was he when he came back and got into that Lotus.
Oh, he drove the crap out of that Lotus, man.
Yeah, that rallying made him take more risks, be more aggressive. He could handle the wet a lot more better after doing those rallying. The guy just that rallying was what made him become a world champion.
Yeah, he was absolutely.
Well, it wasn't, because he won it before, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? That's
He won it in 2007.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he's just,
but-
it's gonna be a big.
He definitely came back a more complete driver, though, 100%. But I just wish he was still in there through that period, because I reckon he could have won another championship. He was incredible.
Oh, Kimmy, you
Yeah,
missed
it's-
the national anthem. I was having a shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was someone talking, wasn't it? Was it Pele talking?
Oh, that was it, Pele. Yeah, you missed Pele's speech. I was taking a shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
guy
miss
was
that. Missing asking for a new wheel, new gloves.
Yeah. Oh, anything that you. Why am I getting blue flagged? They're not for you, Kimmy. But why am I getting blue flagged? They're not for you, Kimmy. They're for the guys behind you. But why am I getting blue flagged? The guy's a fucking G.
I love it when I feel like he never has his water bottle as well, and he just asks him, and he's just like, "Oh, is the drink working?" And like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Kimmy, we're having a problem." He's like, "Is it working or not?" Yeah, there's slight issues. Just tell me, yes or no.
Do I have the drink?
Yeah, do I have the drink? And at the end they're like, no. They're like, just say that, man. For fuck's sake.
Did he race in NASCAR as well?
Yeah, he basically he's done near enough everything.
Yeah.
I know Lee just put a comment, seen him racing NASCAR. Fucking hell.
He's
I know
also done a
Montoya
spot in
did.
IndyCar. Yeah, he's done a bit of IndyCar as well.
Wow. Well, IndyCar is very similar to, like, the cars are very similarly designed to F1. I've seen them. I might be shot for like F1 enthusiasts and all this shit, but they're not exactly miles apart. But like a NASCAR is fucking ridiculous.
I like this comment that Lee's put on. He can't be replaced. Well, Lee, he has been by Bottas.
No, I mean like I think his personality can't be.
Yeah, no.
I know. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I am joking.
Bottas is,
I know.
the thing is, what's annoying, right, is the Finnish drivers have always been a character and they've always been quite unique people. And then you've got Bottas, the exception that proves the rule.
No, he is unique. He's just uniquely bland.
He's just about with you had Mika
He's-
Häkkinen, fucking legends of a bloke, and then you got Kimi Räikkönen.
This is the thing, right? And this is where it becomes into the champion's mentality, right? Raikkonen, champion, and then you've got Häkkinen, champion. They're different breeds. Bottas, he's a decent racer, but he's not world champion.
Is
He hasn't
that
got-
a champion?
He's not a champion material. He doesn't have that pizzazz, the little
He hasn't got
Finnish
that
sauce.
he's Finnish, but he hasn't got that Finnish finesse, as it were.
No, I mean the thing is, there's nothing wrong with being like, I mean he's more private. There's nothing wrong with that either. He just doesn't. Yeah, he's not got the same personality, which I think is what, like, everyone loves Kimi before his personality.
Before
Whereas
he's driving,
Bottas,
you love Kimi. Before he gets into a car, he's a character.
well, I mean he's an absolute character and he was a savage driver.
Yeah.
Bottas is just more of a private person, and he's a decent driver. He's just not top tier.
Like when the Monaco comes to mind as well, when he crashed at Monaco, and then they go, where's Kimi gone?
Oh yeah, he's on his yacht. Yeah, man, that was so. He's just chilling on his boat, man. What an absolute. Could you imagine? Like you come to the Monaco Grand Prix, it's like, oh, just put my boat over there just in case.
Puts his car in the bin. Doesn't go out to the bin, just goes onto his boat.
That's it. Like, didn't he have wasn't it like top off, just chilling?
Yeah, he took his top off. He had a pint, he had a beer in his hand. He was just sitting there.
What a lad.
And I'm watching even like an interview with him and Clarkson, where he goes, "Oh, one of my friends was in a bar in Monaco, and they was chatting away, and some bloke fell at his feet, like pissed out of his face." And Kimmy's like, "Yeah, that's me," and that was me.
Yeah.
He was so pissed out of his face in Monaco, he just fell at someone's feet. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So I mean, Lee's just said something good. He said, "Yeah, Bottas was a B+ player in an A+ car. and I was shocked he lasted that long. I don't believe Bottas thought he could win a championship deep down. I feel like after maybe the first season with Hamilton, he was like, shit. Second season, he kind of came out swinging, but didn't have the stamina to go the full distance. And I think then he's realised, like, I mean, he's even tried messing Hamilton up, you know, by like giving Verstappen slipstreams and things like that, and like disobeying team orders to try and get one up. And it's just like,
It's not worked.
yeah, it's just not worked. He's an okay driver. He's just not good enough. I mean, and it shows now, right? When you think about how close Hamilton is in a title race, and I know there's a lot of people that hate Hamilton, whatever, but there's no denying his skill. But he's now not in the best car, and he's still taken Verstappen to the fucking limit.
And also,
This is the.
Lee said as well about knocking over a kid. I ain't seen that video. I need to find a video.
I think I remember seeing it, but it like kind of escapes my mind.
But yeah,
And,
with,
him driving flat out through the smoker's bar was in like I've actually seen that quite a few times recently on TikTok, and oh my days, it's just savage. And like the commentator's like, he's gonna have to let off. Oh, he didn't let off. Just comes out the smoke on the other side.
With like the Hamilton thing as well, like you're saying about Bottas not being able to be good enough. Like even the season where Hamilton didn't win and Rosberg won, Hamilton had the worst, I want to put in brackets, luck. Worst luck in that season. Because I think there was something behind that.
The engine blow at China kind of ruined it for him. But he did have some savage
blows. There was a couple of pit mistakes and all this.
He still took Rosberg all the way to the end as well.
Rosberg took him out a few times.
I still believe that Rosberg does not deserve his championship.
No,
people will probably all disagree. I genuinely don't think he deserves. I don't
stand
really like him. The best thing was every time he was in lead the championship, and then Hamilton started coming back on his streak. Every interview he was just like, "Oh well, I'm still only a championship," and then he lost the leader championship, and he literally had nothing to say. And it's just like, you're such a bellend, man. Just. I'm glad he retired. When I heard it, I was like, yes, good.
This is why I also think there's something behind it, because who retires after winning the first championship?
Because he couldn't do it again.
No, because there was something behind it. There was something in that where he was found to do something, or I don't know. He paid someone to do something, and then they caught him to hide it. They were like, "Look, win the championship, but you're gone after that." Who would give up retirement? I don't understand.
Well, the whole thing is like he was complaining for the first 2 years. Mercedes, Rosberg was complaining about that he was always playing second fiddle. Hamilton turns up and again he's playing second fiddle. That season that Rosberg won the championship, it was down to the fact that he turned and said, "Look, I want you to prove me wrong. Let me have Lewis's team, and Lewis has my team, and let's see who wins the championship." And they did it, and Rosberg wins the championship, and he goes, "Right, yeah, I've been proven right. I'm leaving. Bye." And he made it so tough for Mercedes to replace him because they didn't have time.
I think he's a twat. Can't stand the guy.
And then it was all good old Susie Wolf going, "You know what? I've got a driver who's perfect, who will sit there and help Hamilton win championships."
Well, she's got shit fucking taste in drivers.
Bottas is good at Williams.
Bottas was good at Williams, but Susie knew that Bottas would bow down to Lewis's will.
But he didn't know. This is the thing. He
wasn't there to win. No,
yeah.
He never really. At the beginning of the season, you'll see him like he'll win a couple of races, but as soon as it's been sewn up, like Hamilton's got the lead. Now all you got to do is just sit there and nurse it for us. That's all it was.
For a race driver to be like, by the way, your race has got your might out in the race. You're right behind your teammate, and you get the order, "Don't overtake." It must be like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Obviously, no, we race, we muck about racing on fucking F1. It doesn't really make a difference to us, but this is your livelihood. I think it's a lot different. And I don't blame him.
I mean, I think
wanting to do it.
After seeing like the last 5 years of Bottas with Hamilton as well, like I feel like I don't even agree that it's the right. It was the right choice. Bottas came in thinking, "I've got to prove something here," and You know, he actually kind of probably made it more challenging. Even with Bottas, like they actually changed the crew over as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like they changed the crew over and obviously still didn't do anything. So the whole thing with Rosberg, I can understand that, but I also think it's more lucky in a sense because Hamilton had a lot of issues.
Engine issues, tyre blowouts. Rosberg just taking him out purely.
But see, Rosberg never really had that many like issues like that. He did. There was a few seasons where he had DNFs and things like granted, but there was never anything really like savagely serious like with Rosberg's team, I would say. And I think it was purely just again lucky that he won it, and I don't think it proved anything. I mean, it was just how it went. I mean, you can't blame a team for an engine blowing up. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
but fuck Rosberg.
Yeah.
So while we're on this topic, let's do Draco's question. He wants to know how well we think George Russell will do in the Mercedes next season. I think he'll do great. My issue is with Hamilton staying on. What's the
dynamic?
How is it? What's their plan behind it? Because he's quick. He proved that when he stepped in Bahrain, and this is the another thing, right? He proved he was much better than Bottas.
Yeah.
Like instantly, he should have won that race. And Mercedes, as I say all the time, their team is not all that. They were lucky; they had the quickest car for the last few seasons, and every mistake that they made didn't matter because their car was so fast. And you get 100%, and now their car isn't the quickest, and all these little mistakes they make cost them big time. And I just don't think they're actually solid team in terms of like pit crew and all that malarkey. To be honest, they need to work on that shit.
I still think Lewis is faster than Russell, but Russell can drive. But Russell he's still a kid, he's still young, and he's still got mistakes in him. Like you saw it in Imola, where he got panicked when Bottas overtook him, and he made that mistake. We saw it under a safety car where he lost the rear end. Oh, got hit, and he didn't. He just ended up like putting the throttle down too quick. So he's got these mistakes in him when he panics and gets under pressure. And I think based on that, if Lewis is there, if Lewis and him are going to be there together, which is I think it's the likely choice that's going to be there, he'll learn a lot from Lewis, which is brilliant. But Lewis is winning the championship again because Lewis will pressure him, and I think it'll force Russell to make a mistake all the time.
See, that's I'm gonna go the other side. I reckon if Mercedes have a highly competitive car, then I'm gonna go for George Russell winning the championship next season.
I think if Hamilton wins this season, I think he might not bother. He might retire.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could genuinely, because I mean everything changes in 2022. You don't really know. I mean, yeah, you can trust your team and stuff, but you don't properly know, right? So I'm thinking with he goes, I've got 8 now. I'm now the most successful driver.
Would he want to take that risk?
Without question, or does he go on? Does he go in and go right? Okay, let's see what these guys have got planned. But I think he wants to get to 8. That's the biggest thing with him. I think he generally wants to get to 8 titles. So I feel like that's his kind of end game. I mean, the thing is, Mercedes might not have the best car even next year. They don't have it this year. What's to say they're going to have it next year?
The only reason that's given them the option is that they've been focusing their efforts on next year's car this whole season. Like even like they didn't really care about the season particularly. They're focusing on next season.
Yeah, no, that is true, but it doesn't mean still doesn't mean they're going to have the quickest.
Nah, of course not.
No, completely. I've seen like Joe stuff in, like when George went over to Brackley to actually go onto the simulator. His simulator times are quicker than Lewis Hamilton's. I know simulator's not
and he's a kid. It's like saying he's better at Xbox than Hamilton.
Yeah, no, but I was just saying it's like the simulators they've got there are near realistic.
They're different grade, aren't they?
So like he's put in so much effort. You got the massive difference he's done from last season to this season with that Williams car, because that Williams car is not much better than what it was last season.
Nice.
The only improvement is the gearbox. The gearbox is a Mercedes gearbox. That's the only improvement, the major improvement that they've done. the aero packages are not much better, and he's managed to stick that car in Q2, Q3 quite a lot. I'm putting it. You put him in one of the best cars on the grid, and he's going to shine much brighter than Lewis.
I really
Definitely.
I think the main thing with George right now is just his racecraft. I think if they're both in a quick car, yeah, George could definitely outperform Hamilton. But I think when it comes to the race, I think Hamilton will, manage his tyres better. Just from the experience that he has, even at the top level as well. I think that's where he's going to shine over.
George.
Yeah, I think Russell could definitely crack under some pressure, whereas I think Hamilton will definitely, he's been there, seen it, done it, got the t-shirt.
Well,
so
if you go back to F2, George Russell at F2 and Hamilton at F2. Now Hamilton was above his station in F2.
Yeah,
Nobody
100%.
was near him. George wasn't that far behind, and he won F2.
yeah,
He smashed it. But then, if you actually go race for race, Hamilton had more punches in F2 than George did in F3 and F2 put together.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, when Hamilton first came in, he was crap on his tyres, and that was his biggest downfall.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's learnt a lot in the last so many years. Genuinely, because I completely agree. He was crap on his tyres when he first came into Formula One, and that was the biggest issue. He would literally just absolutely rinse them, and did pretty much all through. Even his McLaren days, to be fair. And it wasn't until he kind of got to maybe coming to the end of his McLaren stint, starting off in Mercedes, he started getting a lot better with tyres.
Yeah.
But I also believe that this is the next step for Lewis's career. This is I'm hoping he don't win championship this year, honestly, because I think I want him to mentor George, because that'll be if Lewis teaches George everything he knows, knowing it's gonna be his last year. George becomes a bigger beast that he is at the moment, and then Lewis could possibly stay on with Mercedes and just be a coach for George.
Lewis will only stay on with
think he'd do that.
Mercedes. Lewis will only stay on with Mercedes if Mercedes do that big agreement. It's their big agreement they want. Now, so Nico Rosberg and Hamilton have taken themselves into extreme esport, which is the electric.
Electric off-road thing. Yeah, I've seen a couple of races.
Right, the best driver at the moment is Carlos Sainz's dad.
Yeah.
He is one of the best racers in that, but Lewis Hamilton wants a Mercedes electric engine in his vehicles, and it's not happening. Mercedes do not want to be involved with that because it's not financially viable for them. It's not on their projection, and Lewis was basically that was what he was holding out for. Now he signed this 2-year agreement, and he's going to try until he's ended his contract to try and get that. If he gets it, then there might be some collaboration between Lewis Hamilton, being a mentor to George Russell and the next Mercedes star driver. Or if he doesn't get it, then he'll probably just go nah, I'm not going to even help you. Bye.
Yeah.
And but right now it's just Lewis looking for a good plan for his electric motorsport brand.
I definitely think that's going to be the way forward. I think 10 years time, it won't be Formula One. It'll be basically Formula E. But I think they'll combine the two, and it'll be electric cars racing.
No, I honestly think it's going to be more of not more electronic cars, but it's equally sourced fuels.
What about hydrogen based?
Yeah, no, can't do that. That's rocket racing. So you're looking at biofuels, zero carbon emissions, that kind of thing. That's what they're looking at. Hydrogen would sort of suit it, but it's just because rocket powered, and if they go bang, they really do go bang.
Yeah,
it's too dangerous.
Comment from Iceman. George couldn't race wheel to wheel battling Hamilton right now. Needs to develop. Needs to be ruthless. Yeah, he's got 100%.
Yeah.
I think we agree.
Definitely.
And, Cairo says as well, who's your money on the championship this season?
Lewis.
I'm gonna back Lewis just because Lewis is my boy, and I actually hate Red Bull. Like I can't
I'd like
stand.
to back Lewis, but I think Max has got it just purely because of the car so good.
It's the thing is that Red Bull's got this thing, right, that they have the massive blip. Now, Max Verstappen has still got his engine penalty to come. And so fingers crossed, it's one of those ones where he has another blowout, he loses the race, and then the next race he gets a penalty because he does not deserve to win the championship.
No, I don't like him at all, the driver. I think he's very dangerous. A very dangerous driver.
He's toxic. He's not a good ambassador. Him and his father, along with Mazepin and his father, can all just jog on. They're too toxic. They're not meant to be like. If you go back to the days when Jackie Stewart, Jochen Rindt was racing, they were like a family. They stuck up for each other. They looked after each other. You don't get that now. These teams, the teams are meant to like.
You rarely get it.
Well, the thing is that you've got like Sebastian Vettel taking Mick Schumacher under the wing and all that. That's what we want to see. We want to see that every.
Norris and Carlos Sainz when it was in McLaren together.
Oh, but that's the rare moments that we're seeing now. Like this is proper quality.
Seen that for years and years.
No, and it's drivers like. Jos Verstappen was one of the worst drivers for that back in the day. He's just so aggressively against anybody else, and he does this. He's kind of installed it into his son. Now, I'll go back to Silverstone and the fact that Max Verstappen was like, how could you celebrate when I was sitting in hospital?
Yeah.
Yet he got everybody got told, oh yeah, he's good, he's fine. Yet. Lando Norris has a smash at Spa. Within the next hour, Max Verstappen is celebrating pole position while Lando Norris is in hospital.
Yeah,
it's double standards there,
yeah.
Max.
And that's exactly what I said when I was like, if the same thing happened and it was he finished a race and someone else in hospital, you fucking bet your bottom dollar he would be celebrating. You would. It's what you do. It's not. And this is the thing. It's not like no one knew or someone was like, oh my god, he's like serious condition, man. Like this is savage. Like you would have definitely seen a different side. Like no, everyone would have been like, oh my god, I hope he's okay. Like this like people would have been like, this win doesn't really mean much with someone like being so hurt, sort of thing. But everyone knew that he was perfectly fine. You know, the teams would have known all this malarkey, and it's just like, fuck off, Max, and fuck off, Red Bull.
You can go, like when Lauda crashed in Nürburgring. Yes, the stat celebration that day was halted and that was quiet, you know, because obviously they didn't know how well he was. Next four races, it was business as usual.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone celebrated, like, because he made the quote, like, the reason that he got better so quick because he saw James Hunt celebrating winning his races, like, you know, like Lauda's races, how you put it, Lauda's wins, taking his points. That's why he got out the, you know, obviously position he was in. What do you think? What Hunt's gonna do? Just wait and I can't celebrate anymore? No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unfortunately, with F1. We've seen it with Jules Bianchi, unfortunately, when a driver, and even Anton Hubert, when a driver dies, there's always someone to come fill in the shoes. Doesn't mean you don't celebrate the rest of the season, you know. And the fact is, like you said, he was fine. He went there for precautionary reasons. Like, same with the Grosjean crash. That was nasty. And yes, they did. I don't think they've celebrated it properly, but the next week they celebrated properly, and he was fucked.
Yeah. It's one of those things, right? They are racing drivers. They drive at high speed. It's dangerous. Everyone knows that. Like the safety of it is very good now. Yeah, but stuff can happen.
Dangerous. They put it on the back of the ticket.
Yeah, and this is why they're paid so much. Like people moan at how much they're being paid. It's like every time they step in that car and go around the track, they're risking their life. And this, I have no problem with the amount of money Formula 1 drivers are paid. Not one bit.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like, and yeah, people can moan like, oh, like when Alonso was on like 40 million a year and Lewis was on 30, and now like Lewis is on 40, whatever. It's like, yeah, but I mean, Lewis is the best, and again, he could die at any racetrack.
And when you got players, football players are earning that easily, like in a few months, and they've got no risk to life whatsoever.
It's like, you know, Lewis has like 22 chances to die. Well, more than that really, because of all the practice sessions and shit.
Yeah,
it's like
more than that.
Yeah, there's 22.
Weekend,
yeah,
he steps in the car more than that. So in one weekend he steps in the car 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
5 times, and then you got the amount of laps they put in and shit like that. Like
practice 1, practice 2. Actually, it's more than that. Yeah, then you got qualifying 3, 4, and 5. That's 3 sessions in qualifying. That's 5, and the race 6. 6 chances to die in one weekend.
Yeah, and like this is why I have no problem with how much they're paid. It's dangerous, and yeah, that's it. And this is the thing.
And they're skilled people. They're more talented than footballers, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
A footballer, yes, okay, you've got a hand-eye coordination. Yeah, you can keep your kickball brilliant. An F1 driver has got to keep mentally strong and physically strong, probably as strong and as fit.
They've got to handle like the same amount of G-forces that astronauts do, right?
Yeah, and
like, up to 5G and shit.
And while operating a vehicle, and by operating the computer behind that vehicle as well.
Yeah, like it's savage, man.
I struggle fucking making changes on a fucking game when it comes down to racing. They're doing it at fucking 200 miles an hour, making little adjustments on their fucking computer. Like, I can't get my head around that.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. And they're telling, like, when I'm watching a race where they got to troubleshoot a car mid-race, like, they're telling him to do all this kind of things. He's got to concentrate on what he's doing, where he's got to brake, where he's got to accelerate, keeping that car on the track, where the other cars are, and fucking now thinking about this extra bit as well. Like,
yeah, and sometimes you see him go around like a really fast corner, one-handed. They're a bit tired. They rest their head on the side and go around one. Like what I've seen. I can't remember who it was, but somewhere around 130R around Japan, rested his head, right, like and just turning one-handed. It's like Jesus, like it's mental.
That's strength.
It's mental. Yeah, and they train their necks like a madman.
Yeah.
How many people do you know train their necks to that like standard? Have you? It's kind of mental.
Ricciardo's neck is the same size as Ted Kravitz, and Ted Kravitz is a fat bloke.
Yeah. But that's the weird thing actually. When you look at racing drivers, they do look a bit odd because like the necks are thick as their head.
Yeah, they got massive fucking their necks. I'm actually looking at F1, you know, the background of the game now, and I could it's just their neck is just straight.
Yeah.
But they're definitely athletes.
Yeah, no, I have no issue with the amount they get paid. What's next?
So, what's the next race by the way in F1, in real life F1, before we move on to
Monza?
Yeah.
This is
Monza. This is the sprint formation format.
It's sprint race, isn't it? Yeah.
Race.
So qualifying tomorrow, and then sprint race Saturday. And then the race, yes. Wake up, hobo.
Fucking hell. I forgot about this sprint thing. I was like, I don't really give a fuck about this, about practice.
To be honest, this sprint, I think this is the right circuit for them to do it on.
But no, I reckon they still should have done it around Austria, the double header around Austria. They should have done one normal race and one double header one. And the second one was the alternate. Because that's how you test the fucking this system.
No, comparison, yes, but then again, you've got to go to circuits where you're going to see quite a lot of overtaking. Yes, there is overtaking available at Austria, but Monza, there's pretty much overtaking in at every corner.
But there is definitely, but I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I'll definitely watch it.
Oh no, I think this is going to be like a statement, basically saying whether the sprint race will work or not. If it works really well and it works fair, then Monza, then it could be something that they will introduce with the new cars. But you've got this one and one more circuit to choose for the sprint races, and I'm hoping it's a street circuit.
Singapore.
Singapore would be too good.
Yeah.
Too good for a sprint race. It's one of those ones that do you want to, Joe, knock down Singapore, give it the sprint race? Yes, it'll be fantastic to see, but the race itself is just too good to spoil it by putting a sprint race in. So yeah, we've just got to wait until the FIA decide really, because their calendar's still up in the air. Even though they tend to say, "Oh yeah, we've got 1 week that's not been confirmed," and Crofty Tevin said it's Qatar, but then Brazil is not 100% still. Because Brazil you need 14 days isolation. Doesn't matter where in the world you come from. You need 14 days isolation before doing anything, and that includes the F1. So they have to turn up 2 weeks before setting up. You're talking about 4 weeks.
That's a lot.
In Brazil. Too long. And until that drops, there's no point thinking about it.
Cara's comment, I don't like the sprint run they did at Silverstone, I don't rate it.
Well, that's the thing, though, it did not work well at Silverstone. Yeah. Although it was quite funny to see Jack Perez smash his car up.
Yeah. Well, wait, I hopefully want to be a bit of a change, but I'm hoping that they won't bring this forward anyway. But F1's got to change, you know, it's an evolving beast. You know, I bet you if our great-grandparents watched our F1 now, they're like, what the fuck is this?
They'd be like, why can't I hear the cars? Like, what's going on here?
There was actually a video, before we move on to other news, there was a TikTok I watched, and it was what's your favourite era
the V10s
of F1. See, mine did, I think it was I think mine was like V10, V8, V12 in that order.
Yeah.
It was like, and I'm saying to Lexi, I'm getting goosebumps watching listening to these cars. And she goes, "You're actually pathetic." I went, "Listen to this fucking car."
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've seen him as well. Like I think it was like an onboard lap. I don't know who it was with. I think it might have been Kimi Räikkönen or something in the McLaren, and it's just like, the sound is just beautiful.
It's ridiculous. I'll see if I can find it while we're talking. I'm just see. I think it was.
There's loads really. There's Michael Schumacher going around. I can't actually remember what.
Here we go. So V12.
Yeah. Good stuff.
V12. Twice. That's one of my favourites. V12. V10. That's not even full throttle either, you can hear that in full throttle. But yeah, it's,
I think the V10s were my favourite.
Yeah, V10. For me, it was V20, V10, V12, V8. You can hear it started to dull down there in the V8. It's not as prolific, but the V10 it had that scream, and then unfortunately, this.
Yeah.
Look at that. No. Yeah, mine was definitely. I think it was V12. Literally in order: 12, 10, and 8, 6. Well, do you know what? No, fuck that. 12, 10, 8, Formula E, 6.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear nothing than hear fucking what's the name? The
hairdryer.
The hairdryer. But even the Formula E cars, you do hear a noise. You do definitely hear a noise out Formula E cars.
Yeah. When they crash into the barrier or the tyre screech, you hear a noise.
They crash. I was
be honest.
I'd rather that's a Formula E, but it's not the same.
I'd rather watch Toby play with his toy F1 cars. He makes better noises than the Formula E cars.
Yeah.
I watched the whole season, the first season of Formula E, because I genuinely thought, this could be the new thing. It's I'll be on the beat. I'll be you know, I can tell my kids I've watched it from day one. This thing, you know, like my grandparents and all that, talking about F1, and like I watched the first season. First race was actually pretty amazing. Heidfeld, absolute dickhead, took out someone. So I watched the whole thing. I was actually getting retweeted by the FE teams when I was tweeting and all that kind of stuff. It was very interactive with the fans, and then it just got like all motorsport that isn't F1. It just gets pushed to shitty arse channels and then doesn't get the coverage, and then you kind of forget about it. And that's it. And then by the time I come back to watch it, I'm like, I don't know any of these cars anymore.
No, I get that.
I mean, it's going downhill now.
This is better than here in the V6.
Right, it sounds worse than when I used to do model car racing, man. Like genuinely.
No, it sounds better than a V6. I'd rather listen to that than a V6.
That sounds identical to Toby's toy plane. You press the button on the top, it sounds like it's taken off.
I remember them.
That's exactly.
I remember them. I had one of them as a kid.
That is the exact same noise from that little toy plane. I am not joking. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I'll be honest. I see more interest watching the two grannies racing to get their free bingo markers. It's like
what makes the races good is that obviously they do.
Grannies are savages.
That obviously they have to do street
Rush.
circuits because of the distance and stuff, and makes it easier for them to actually hold a race. But because they're street circuits, you can't overtake, and it's become like a novelty. Whereas, watch them crash, and then they added things like the attack zone, where they take a wider line and they get attack zone and they go faster. And there's the fan boost. Why are you fucking ruining it? Just let them fucking race. Who gives a fuck about a fan boost?
The fan boost, I think it's a load of shit. Because I'll be honest, if you did that in F1, you'd only get one or two drivers that'll get it every race.
That's what it is, and FE is exactly the same thing.
But it's like the attack zone. I like the idea. It's just. I think they need to feed forward plan.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. Hopefully, a Formula E changes, but I think
it's already going downhill though because Mercedes are pulling out. Like,
I don't think there was ever in it. They weren't in the first season. I think Audi were in the last one. Audi were in it.
There's.
I think they're
Audi's pulling out.
Audi's pulling out. I saw Mercedes did some engines for it, didn't they? I swear, because I remember hearing like Mercedes and Audi are pulling out or something. So
Mercedes are thinking about pulling out. I'm not too sure if they're confirmed that they are.
They're only a new team as well. They're only a new team, and they're thinking about pulling out.
Well, didn't they just won the championship as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but
they've only been in like 2 seasons out of the 5 they've been going.
Yeah, they've not been in the whole way, but they're winning and they're pulling out already. So it just shows like it's not worth it for a lot of people.
Well, they've actually declared that F1 currently at the moment is more carbon neutral than Formula E is at the moment.
Yeah, cool. Because you've still got to travel to these places.
It's not just the travelling, though. It's the equipment that they use. Those batteries are single-use batteries right now.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah, so they can only use them once.
How can they call that Formula E if they're fucking single-use? That's like it's electric. You expect to charge it up.
They've got to send them off to the manufacturers to get them, we'll say recycled. But anybody who knows anything about batteries, you can't recharge batteries to its full capability.
Lithium ones you can.
No, you
but
can't.
They can't use. Yeah, you can. Lithium are different.
They suffer memory damage.
No matter. Yeah,
they suffer memory damage. Yeah.
Lithium-ion batteries have a better capability for holding a recharge, but they'll never go back to 100%.
Okay.
And every time you charge it, yeah, because zinc drops 10% every recharge.
Yeah, because zinc eventually nothing will work after a while with zinc.
Lithium ions roughly about 2.5%.
Oh, okay.
Lithium polymer is actually a really good battery, but it's probably too dangerous because when they blow up, it's literally like fucking.
Same with
fireworks.
lithium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lithium. We've seen it before in our vapes. Drop our vape,
Yeah.
and they fucking explode like fuck.
And lithium polymer it expands as well. It's not just like a bang; it expands and then erupts. Like they're solid batteries. Like if you ever had any lipos or anything like that, they're really good batteries. They're just fucking.
I don't think electric is the way to go for a renewable or for a car anyway. Put it that way.
No, if they need to find a way to be able to they need to treat the batteries like they can treat engines. It's like, right, okay, you've got this battery in there. You need to do a certain amount of races with this battery before you change it. And until they can do that, it's not.
Because at the moment, the first season they had to change cars, didn't they?
Yeah. They can do like 50% of the race.
Yeah. So until it gets to the point where they're using like F1 cars, they're using 5 batteries for the whole season. It's not going to be a legitimate thing.
You are definitely right on that. But it's one of those things like they've got to keep it fresh. They've got to keep it like up there competitively. So they've got to do like the whole fresh batteries at the moment. Like I do agree with electric cars are not they're not carbon neutral at all. They're actually more harmful than a standard use car.
But I still agree with them doing it for Formula E because it will push the electric engines along and it will push it to the point like F1. It's actually now F1 was based on aeroplanes. That's how it was sort of got their inspiration. But now F1 manufacturing of cars are basing their stuff on F1, like safety stuff on F1. So it's evolving in motorsport and evolving regular cars at the same time. So I think Formula E needs to do the same thing, and it is doing the same thing. It's getting better, but it will take a long time for it to be a purpose-built sport. Look at F1. Look at the changes of F1 over the 50 years it's been going. Like, it's
from bathtubs to
from bathtubs
cars.
From bathtubs that exploded in like a raging ball of fire, surrounded by magnesium. From as James Hunt put it, a bomb on wheels to a car that you can basically hit at 200 miles an hour and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be okay.
Walk away laughing.
With like look at fucking take Grosjean for example. He was in that car for a good few seconds. That good 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I don't know how long it was exactly. It was a long time.
21 seconds, I think it was.
Seconds. In the 50s, dead. Modern, he walked out. So it just shows you the progression. So fingers crossed, Formula E does come and does do bits. Before we move on to the next one,
I just want to say hello, Izzy, as well.
Welcome, Izzy. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of like the F1 talk. We've got a few more bits to talk about, I think. We've got a question from Cairo. No, not completely. How well do you think Albon will do next season?
Don't give a shit. I think he's trash.
Man, I wanted to like Albon.
So I wanted to like Albon, right? Because
his name was Alex.
Not just that.
No,
that is a big reason.
Like
do you know what's weird? Right, his first name is the same as mine, and then if you take his surname, it's actually my first name and surname, like bits of it put together.
Yeah, it's like an anagram, isn't
it? Proper anagram. I was just like, this is fucking weird. Now he's a nice guy and everything like that. Obviously went to Red Bull.
His problem.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
that's his problem.
I mean, Red Bull did him dirty, but I mean, Red Bull do all drivers.
Yeah,
dirty, to be honest. Unless you're their golden boy, then you're screwed, to be honest.
But then
47 seconds is that fire for
47
47 seconds.
Yeah.
And you compare it to fucking Lauda. Go back to that. You compare it to Lauda. He was in there for give or take a bit long, maybe a bit longer. I don't know how long he was in the fire for, and he got fucked.
I mean, like flame retardant suits are a lot better and everything like that. Everything's
and his helmet
better now,
as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
But sorry, Albon.
So I kind of want him to do well because it would kind of be like an FU to Red Bull.
Is it though?
But my biggest issue with it, right, is he's obviously part of the Red Bull driver program, and I don't want him being in there and then like Horner and Helmut Marko going like, okay, what they're doing with their engine? Because obviously Red Bull are going to manufacture their own engines, right? Because Honda's leaving, so they're going to make their own, and now they've got someone on the inside that can be like, Alex, what they're doing with their engines, man.
Well, that was Toto Wolff's issue in terms of luck. we've got so all these parts that we've designed that we have Joe leased to Williams, and you're going to stick a Red Bull driver in that can actually sit there and draw, because as long as he does not get the designs, he could sit there and draw that engine and then pass it over. And that's
one of my biggest issues. Yeah, that's one of my biggest issues. I mean, it sucks that it works like that, but I mean, at the same time, I also like the idea which Toto came up with, is like have like a third, make it so like the teams have like a third driver, like a junior driver. It has to be a junior driver, someone coming up through your academy, and you have a third car, and get them, so that way people don't miss out on seats. And then you never know what they could do, and then they'll maybe get a full-time seat, or you find out they're crap. Like, what's wrong with that?
Well, so he's basically suggesting extending the grid from 20 to 30.
Yeah. My main thing is like, I feel like too many drivers miss out, and then some drivers get in without merit.
Mazepin,
Stroll. There's been others as well, like Maldonado, because he brought loads of funding. Like
Checo keeping his seat.
Yeah.
Over.
Checo.
Yeah, I know. I like Checo.
Right. No, but the reason why they kept him because he had the money.
Yeah.
At that point, Ocon was better than Perez.
Yeah, he was 100% better than Perez.
See,
but this is the thing; it's unfair. Have a third car.
Having a third car is a great idea, but I wouldn't. 30 cars on a grid in F1 is too much of a jump dead quick.
Yeah, by all means, I would say, like, let the top teams kind of trial it. Go to like Mercedes. Well, the ones with maybe more money, go to like Red Bull, Mercedes, probably McLaren.
Ferrari.
And be like, look, Ferrari, and be like, oh, do you wanna try having a third car for this season and but it has to be one of your academy drivers that races in it. And
well, if Red Bull's allowed a second team, why can't anyone else have a second team?
Well, you can, but no one wants to.
You can have a second team. It's just that it's not feasible unless you have to handle them as two separate teams.
Yeah.
So even though AlphaTauri is a Red Bull team, it's also a Red Bull customer.
Yeah.
So, and that's the way they have to deal with it, because they were looking at trying to get Toto Wolff to put a bit more money into the Williams team and making Williams the Joe's second team to Mercedes. Toto Wolff said no, but then end up buying into Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Who I reckon they'll slowly develop into becoming the second Mercedes team.
Yeah, I think that's
probably what I mean. If you're going to purchase a car, you're going to purchase the Aston Martin over the Williams, 100%.
Well, the Aston Martin is based on what was the Pink Panther, which really is the 2019 Mercedes in a fully pink dress.
Yeah, that was a good car. Obviously, it was going to be a good car.
Well, as he just said, the issue with that is the smaller teams can't afford to run a third car. No, I completely agree with that, but I reckon, obviously, if that was to come, there would have to be budget readjustments, and something added in to, or even if if they run like last year's model or something like it, there must be ways around it. But it is a lot of stuff like to think about to do that, but.
They could also look at what Haas is doing now. They're not really a competitive team. They are a driver development team right now.
Yeah.
FIA also have their own version of cars for this season. There is an FIA 2021 car sitting out there. Why can't they just give that to development drivers? Stick 4 of these FIA cars at the back of the grid and stick junior drivers in them. You can change it up, keep drivers fresh.
Yeah, have 4. Like I said, have 4 random cars, but they're not assigned to a team. They're just 4 youth cars.
4 FIA cars at the back. It'll give drivers such as Joe and Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, who are stuck at the back, people to battle with.
Yeah, it would. and it will give everyone else a chance to see who they want to get for the future.
Yep, FIA can make it. Go, look, you could bid for the seat for each race. So all the teams with driver academies can go, right, you know what? Can I bid for this driver to take that seat in this race? And that way, then the FIA are going to get a bit more funding from these teams. Just make sure that they don't put it into the budget caps. It's like extra money.
Sorry, Lee just said as well, I can't wait for my family car to have ERS. Mate, some cars have got it, you know. Some cars have got it already. So as I said, it won't be long for my family car will have ERS. So, Izzy has put a comment, logistically, it wouldn't work. They would need another garage, another car, another driver, another crew for an extra car. Then you have the transport.
Yeah, so she's thinking of logistically, most pit lanes are no more than 30 garages, but then you've got to think that you got to put all the Mercedes cars together. So you've got to have 3 pit garages, taking up the space. You get what I mean? And if they go somewhere like Zandvoort, I think Zandvoort's only got 22 garages on that pit lane, and so it won't work that way. It would mean that these extra cars won't be able to race at those circuits. That's a very good point, that, Izzy. Nice one.
Oh, don't get me wrong, there'd be a lot to think about to do it. I just think it would be doable in the long run, but it would just take probably a few years to plan it out.
Yeah, it'd take a few years to plan it out. It would also take some circuits to do some reconstruction if they want to fit them in, or maybe just not use those circuits again, which means that we would miss off circuits such as Zandvoort and Australia.
I kind of like Australia. Zandvoort I could happily not watch again.
Zandvoort's classic though. It's a classic track.
No, I don't like these classic tracks, man. They're not
well,
built for
don't start me with
Zandvoort.
Zandvoort after freaking Crofty's performance.
Crofty's useless. Anyway, let's not get on to Zandvoort, because Zandvoort was just a shit show. Okay, so we're getting to the end of the 2 hours we normally chat for. That was an hour and 45 minutes in. Alright, so
hang on. Before we do the announcement, can I only have one question.
Yeah, go on.
So, would you rather use one-ply toilet paper for the rest of your life?
For God's sake, I thought this was about F1.
No, it's my question. It's question time.
Question time.
Or use sandpaper once.
Sandpaper once.
Sandpaper once.
That reason being, because I jump in the shower after every toilet use.
The thing is, for me, it would literally be a case,
and I can't now have a dump without not get fully in the shower, but using a certain hose pipe. I can't do it without it. It's revolutionary. It is revolutionary.
I would just turn I'd flip the sandpaper so it's not on the paper side and it's on the flat edge, and then use that, and then like you say, just jump in the shower or something afterwards to finish it off. I mean, because the thing with one ply, right, you're just poking your arsehole like every wipe. You don't want to be fingering yourself every time you have a shit, do you? Let's face it.
Well, sometimes it might work.
Sometimes you got to do it, but every day, Gaz, every day.
No.
I mean, I suppose for you it's only like an extra day. You only skip Sundays, don't you? But
yeah.
Still.
Fuck's sake. Thank you for enlightening us.
You're lucky. Honestly, I got a new phone recently and I lost lots of shit. Otherwise, I would have had more questions. But I couldn't be asked to provide them.
Right. Okay. So, announcement. So basically, me myself, and I. Myself, Alex, and Gaz have been talking for the last 2-3 months. Oh, wait, 1 second. One more comment. Would you guys think we'll be challenging for the title of the Season 3 and Tea Time Friday League? Had 3 different winners in the first 4 races. So I can't see Jake DxT Anthony doing a trifecta and winning it 3 times in a row.
He's going to be He'll be missing quite a lot of races as well.
Yeah, he's working a lot more now, but this game, I don't think it's very suited to the way he drives.
No.
So it's a bit of a shame, but obviously it opens us the door. I've not actually seen the tables because I've only finished one race, and that was somehow Monaco. I don't know how that works.
I'm trying to think of some of the races that are in. I can't. I mean, Amir, I'd say he's got a good shout. If he turns up, he's great.
I know he's in the chat, like, but I'm going to Iceman. If he carries on the way he's racing, he's going to be a very good contender.
So for those who don't know, okay, so we've done some Baku. So our 4 races have been Bahrain, Spain, Monaco, Baku. Right. So our winners have been first race. First of all, I'll go through the top 3 qualifying, top 3 in the race. Qualifying in Bahrain, Freedoms, Amir, non-human. In the race, it finished Amir, Big Weir, and Flea. So Amir won the first race. In the next race, we had Spain. We had a driver that just come for a race and left, so ignore him, and we'll have non-human, Amir, and Freedoms qualifying, right? And it finished with Amir, Dara, non-human. So Amir won again. Okay, then we got Monaco. Not many people shut up for Monaco, unfortunately. We had qualifying Dara, Big Weir, Matty. Finished with Iceman, Big Weir, Frenzy. So Iceman won his first race. Big Weir's up there and thereabouts as well. And then we had the Baku, which qualifying non-human, Freedoms, Kingsholm. And then new winner, Senna, Matty, and Frenzy. With me and Iceman crashing with 1 lap to go. I will say, the brothers of Freedoms and non-human have the pace. They have the pace. They have not had the luck in race. So it's interesting. Thank you for joining us, Craro, man. I'll talk to you in a bit. We'll talk to you soon. So they've not had the race pace. Amir missed the last 2, I believe. So obviously he's missed out on 2 races. It could go to anyone. At the minute, Iceman is there and thereabouts. The table's looking like this at the minute. We have Amir leading it with 51 points, Frenzy in second with 48, Iceman in third with 43, Matty in fourth with 42, Big Weir in fifth with 37. And like, other than that, everyone else is really fucking tight. It's really close. Like, I think the whole table separated by 49 points, give or take. So like, it's very close. I don't know. The game is not suited for. I don't like the game particularly. I love Canada. So it's a question I saw, which I was how to see Canada going tomorrow. I love Canada. Will I finish Canada? Probably not. But yeah, Gaz, you commentate on this. So what do you think?
Well, see, I honestly thought that Iceman was going to get podium in Baku, but obviously that last corner was just totally destroyed him and yourself, because you both had a fantastic race up until that point. I am loving the fact that I cannot predict the top 3. I think the top 3, every top 3 I've said at the beginning of the race that I think they could win it have been wrong, and I love that fact because it just makes it more interesting. Like DxT Matty at Monaco was miles ahead of everybody.
Yeah,
he runs out of fuel and gives it. Basically gives it over to Iceman, who had a very solid performance, definitely worthy of podium. Absolutely brilliant.
Held me up a long time. I was a lapped car.
To be honest, it's like he held up a lot of people.
Yeah, he done really well. You can't argue with it. Can't argue it at all.
That's Monaco.
Yeah, because didn't you join me as well, Nevo? Didn't you? Halfway around.
No, I finished Monaco. Oh wait, Baku. I finished Monaco.
Baku, you did, yeah. Baku, you joined him.
Baku, I joined him because of the fucking game shit.
But like it's you've seen how well he performed holding drivers back. Iceman did what I think it was like nearly 20 laps holding people behind him. Frenzy was the best bit. Held Frenzy, and Frenzy had no chance of getting past him.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was behind him as a lapped car, and I couldn't get past him. I was faster. I was faster than him. I couldn't get past it.
He's just absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a great thing. So
It's going to be hard to know, like after because we've only done a few races. It's quite hard to tell, I think, right now.
Yeah, it's good one to watch. So if you're Friday free and you want to watch, it's an interesting season so far. Okay, so the announcement. In the last few months with me, Gaz, and Alex, we've been talking about a expansion of sorts from the Tea Time League. We couldn't find a particular day we wanted to do it on, or we could do it on because of other commitments and other affiliations with other leagues. But should we talk about the format first and then announce what day we're doing it on, or we talk about the day we're doing it on first?
Might as well say the day first, and then we'll say the format.
So unfortunately, with the full gone out.
Can I introduce it?
Yeah.
That's introduce it. So we are introducing to you the Tea Time Saturday League. I know what you're thinking. Whoa! But yeah, like literally, we had. I think most of the months has been talking. I say this, we knocked up the format relatively quickly, but it was mainly the day which was the hardest
to pinpoint.
Like what Homer said, we've been speaking for so many months. It's like, yeah, but what day do we do it? Because we do this on this day, this on this day, this on this day. We don't want to clash with anything, and it's just like, okay, and then.
So obviously on Monday we commentate on rapid racing. Tuesday is the European regionals. Wednesday, Gaz, you commentate on Raiders.
Yeah.
Thursday we had the podcast, and also I'm actually working a lot on Thursdays, so it'd be kind of impossible to do on a Thursday. Friday's obviously our league. Saturday was IER. Sunday is just, I think was it Raiders again on Sunday.
So we used to do Raiders on a Sunday,
and also Sunday I can't do Sundays particularly because of again work and other commitments and stuff. And Sunday's always quite a hard time for everyone getting up early the next day for work. So yeah, we was never really a day for us to do it without upsetting someone. Unfortunately, with the fall of IER on Saturday Nationals, it's kind of opened a door for us. So we're kind of just stepping through, but it's not the same format. It's not going to be the usual.
It's very, very different.
Yeah, not going to be the usual race you expect from us. So, Gaz, do you want to take an aspect of it, and then Nevo take the other aspect of it?
Right. I reckon we start with what format we're going to start off first. So I reckon Nevo should go with the.
All right. So first of all, I will just mention.
Okay.
Each season. It's going to be a different, one of two formats, and you'll hear both formats now. So, Alex, take it away for the first format for season 1.
Yeah, before I'll go for the first format, but I just want to say there is possibilities that we come up with other formats, so it could literally be like something different almost every time. But we have thought of two which we kind of like. So the first format is basically every Saturday we have a double header. It's a 25% race, and it's different tracks, so you get two of the tracks from the calendar on a Saturday, 25%, and we've got one-shot qualifying, and it's in multiplayer cars.
Yeah.
So what this means is there's no constructors championships, because obviously with the multiplayer cars you don't know who's your teammate. It messes up pits, and we know that can be a bit annoying, but I think the multiplayer cars aren't utilised at all, and I think it's a really good idea, and we definitely wanted to give it a go. So we go on one-shot qualifying, 25% race, multiplayer cars, no constructors championships, only drivers. But what this also means is when people reserve, they're just racing for themselves. So it doesn't matter about the constructors, nothing like that. When you can race, if you're reserving, you can come in, you have your livery, and you get points, and you're on the table. So if there's a reserve that ends up racing a bit more often, then you could end up with a decent finish in the drivers' championships. And then what was the other thing?
So also said we're going to have 2 points for fastest lap and pole position, open to everyone.
Yes, and Gaz is coming up with a different point system completely.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
To go along with this.
Yeah, we're going to trial it in our heads and see how it works out or not.
Yeah.
So it'll either be the usual system.
Once he's come up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
we'll think about it. So I mean, it's kind and also the fastest lap will be open to everybody racing. It won't just be a top 10 thing. If you're in say you've had a bad race, you're in last place, you're like, I'll sack it. What am I really doing for this? Stick on a set of softs and try and bang out a fastest lap, and you'll get 2 points for it. So it keeps it. We're trying to keep it so the drivers' championship is very, very close, and that kind of everybody can have a chance of getting points no matter what. So hopefully the multiplayer car things works. And in terms of liveries, everyone has to have like a different livery. But the only problem is obviously with that, there probably will be certain cars which might look fairly similar, but we can't stop that too much. And the reserves are going to be limited to literally like a one colour solid livery sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just because they're reserving, they come in. It's just like, okay, tonight you're gonna, and we will announce what colour they're going to be. At some colours, it'll be like, all right, you're reserving, you be blue for today or be red. And also in that way, it could mean like if there's a lot of cars, maybe like similar colours, like maybe there's loads of green cars, for example, or green in it, we could be like, right, go blue, and it'll split that up.
Yeah, or go red.
Yeah, or go red, and something like that. And the other thing is with the calendar. So the calendar is a reduced calendar. It's we haven't decided 100%. I think we're going to go with 16. Right,
16 races, 8 weeks.
So it's over 8 weeks. There's 16 races. We're going to. Are we going to pick them, or are we going to do a live stream thing? That's one thing. Actually, I don't think we decided.
Yeah, I think we're looking at picking them because we're going to pick them, keeping it a secret.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I remember the secret bit. So we're going to pick the races because we want to try and have 2 kind of different tracks each weekend. So we don't want to have like two of the same sort of like proper open tracks, something like that. We want to have 2 kind of different tracks each weekend, and no one's going to know other than like me, myself. I don't know, Hobo. This is your fault.
Don't know Hoboism.
Other than yeah, that's it. Other than Gaz, Hobo, and I, we're the only people that's going to know what race is happening on that day, and you're going to turn up in the lobby, and we're going to set up the race. So there'll be no people to be like
practicing. Just so you know.
Yeah.
We
like
are banned for practicing the race, so we're going to be in the same boat as everyone else. We'll just show up, and not have any practice whatsoever. It'll just be jumping in and doing the race, which means also there'll be no opportunity for you guys to let me quickly jump 10 minutes before the race and get a setup. You'll have to get setups ready before, because you don't know which race it could be. You know what 16 will be in the calendar, but you don't know which race.
You don't know when or where it's going to be. Yeah. I mean, it just means that you're going to have to set up. I mean, most people will have setups for most tracks anyway, but it means that you're going to have some sort of setup for kind of every track, and you won't have a clue what's going on, what races. I mean, you turn up into the lobby, we'll get people in, we'll switch the track to the track that we're doing, we'll crack on with the one-shot qualifier and the 25% race, and then we're trying to do it so if you crash out in a race, for example, you stay in the lobby. And then we back out and everyone stays in the lobby and we just change the track, for example. But we know with the lobby issues, that might not be possible, so we might have to do a completely fresh lobby. But it'll be the same sort of thing again. There'll also be about a 10 or 15 minute break in between the races, just so, again, no one's going to know the second track. But we're going to have, it gives time for if or whoever's commentating wants to do any interviews, gives that bit of time. Stay in the lobby and then boff the next track hits.
Get a drink, go to the toilet, do whatever you do.
Yeah. That's it. It gives you a chance to have a bit of a break, drink, piss, shit, whatever you need to do, have a fag, whatever you fancy, and then back in for the lobby, and then boff, next track will be selected, and it's crack on again, one shot and another 25% race. So that's the first format, and then Gaz can tell you about the second one.
So the second one is something that I've seen done in other leagues, like what Savannah's doing. One that's like that, and it's a reverse championship grid. So race 1, so it's 50% race 1, short qualifying, just to set the first grid, and then from every race after that, it's going to be reverse grid. So the people who finish at the back will start at the front. And it just goes on like that. Obviously, there's going to be stewards will get involved if people crash out on purpose, or people are deliberately making sure they drop back to give themselves a better position for the next race. It's one of those things where we will be looking at them. So it does mean a little bit of work for probably myself and maybe a couple of others for stewarding to make sure everything goes nicely. But yeah, it's quite a straightforward format, but reversed. Again, it's going to be 10 races, so short season. I do believe we are going to do a wheel for that, for the circuits for that, because it's only one race per week.
Yeah,
but it's quite simple, and again, it's multiplayer cars, so it'll be quite fun to see people's creative minds. Let's see some horrid paint jobs like Tottenham's third kit.
I love that third kit, and then just that third kit.
Or a bland setup like
Tottenham's home
Man
kit.
City's. Yeah, I was going to say Man City's third kit, but yeah, Tottenham's home kit. But yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to these ideas. Obviously, like Alex said, we are looking at other formats as well to shake it up a bit. But this is just obviously with what we've been told by an admin at IER that the race is not going on ahead because that's the way.
Unfortunately, we've been informed that it's not going ahead, and like I said, it's something we've been talking about for a little while. It's just something we've not been able to do.
It's been months in the making.
Yeah, it's been
months in the making. This is the issue.
And we've
there's so many leagues that do other days as well. Like, it got to the stage where we're like, well, what day do we do it? And then we have to also fit it around what days we can do. So when we're doing stuff on the days we're free, and then it's like, oh crap, we don't want to do it this day, or this day. What other day can we do it? That was the only kind of day which we all kind of said, yeah, no, we can do this.
Oh, it was only like recently that we've been able to say we could do it this day because we've been informed that IER is no longer going to be running. Which is
there was also a
unfortunate
discussion as well if we were going to take that over or not. But I think we don't want to go down the same path of doing the same race we do on a Friday already to just do it on a Saturday, because ideally we want the guys from the Friday to want to do something different on the Saturday. If they're racing in the same sort of league, then the same sort of drivers, then what's the point in them being there? So yeah, this is an idea just where we've sort of had. Instead of us taking over, we just thought of maybe creating a new league that's going to be completely separate, and it'll be a TTL, a Tea Time League expansion rather than a IER resurrection. Which is said, it's just a shame because ideally. We've been partners with the family for a little while, for a long time. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. So it's a shame, obviously, it's gone this way. Ideally, I would like to bring as many drivers and people and admin and all that kind of stuff over to help. If they wanted to help and wanted to be involved, they're more than welcome, because we've still got a partnership in my eyes with IER, with DxT. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's just. You can't do this without upsetting someone. So yeah, I've seen the comment from Izzy. I said, I know how you think we're betraying. Personally, we don't see it because, like I said, we saw it as being announced and it's done and dusted. But yeah, so as far unfortunately we can't. It's going to upset some people. It's never really going to upset some people. But if we want our league to expand, and we've helped this, like Alex said, we've held this back for many months because we don't want to take anyone away from anyone. So
yeah, and that's the thing. But I mean, one thing I will say, like, in terms of the Saturday League, we will need people to help with like stewards and maybe a couple of admins, just help with logistics and stuff, and probably some spreadsheet doers. So if you've got any spare time and you want to, if you want to, wait, she's not asleep. If anyone wants to help out, then give myself, Gaz, or Hobo a message saying I am good to do this or whatever. And yeah, just don't forget that if you're racing on a Friday, doesn't mean you can't race on a Saturday. It's a completely different format. So if you're interested in it, once we get everything set up, we haven't decided actually if we're going to do the same Discord server or,
Nah, it'd be probably a new one.
different one. So it probably will be a new one. So once that's all done, we'll get.
Or will
everyone
it be a new one? I don't know. We haven't decided.
Well, I feel like we could just add
it quite easily.
the Saturday League into it because we've already got one massive one set up.
I'll be honest. I think it'd be quite easier to have it in the same Discord because it means that I'll be honest. I've looking at my Discord. I've got like about 20 different channels open. For different things,
same,
and I'm going to start leaving some servers just because I'm not involved.
Yeah, I think that would be the best way. It's only we're doing this. But yeah, so all leagues will be drivers only, like the guy said, all with multiplayer cars. We're also so like they said as well. These are the first two formats we've decided on. We're open to suggestions for a third and fourth format. But the idea is we're going to alternate the whole way through the whole thing. So it's different every season. So it's not the same old stuff. And also because it's a shorter season, we can get hopefully 4 seasons in one game year, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why we did it. That's why we made it shorter. That's why the double header every weekend's an 8-week one, and then obviously the other one's only a 10-week one, but it's one race, 50% race, things like that. So it wouldn't take up too much time. So it keeps everybody on their toes, and then you go into a new season. It's not the same old thing. Even though it will be going back and forth, there might be a couple of things added in, but it will just pretty much predominantly just be different and something hopefully a bit fresher for everyone to get into. And if you race in both, you'll have like the proper Friday League where it's all standard as it is, and then you have a bit of fun in the next one, multiplayer car, livery done, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the idea that come about was using the F2 format, but like Gaz pointed out, it wouldn't work. So we had to come up with our own little formats. Sorry, Gaz.
Yeah, it's on that F2 format won't work for using F1 cars, so that was never going to be
an option.
The way forward or multiplayer cars. Yeah. But we've also decided that because it's a short season as well, that the stewarding's going to be a bit more strict. So penalties will be more severe because we want to stamp it out quickly. It might mean that some seats get freed up very quickly because drivers are not learning. But
and we're going to try and get this out soon. So hopefully by November, this will be open and we can try and get this started as soon as possible. Because obviously, I'm fairly free in the moment, so I'll try and get all the legwork done now, get everyone in. And October, I'm quite busy with work and stuff, and we'll try and have this season start in November, but it's no guarantee. But that's going to be like the earmark we're going to try and aim for is November, and try and get.
Yeah, I mean, if us three can kind of get into chats more often, then it might hasten getting it going. But we're all quite busy, and every time we're free, it's kind of different days to each other. So
no, it's not that. It's because me and Alex is up free, and Herbo is no pixeling.
Yeah, pretty much.
So basically,
he's trying to get Nicky Graham laid. That's what he's doing.
Pretty much.
Nicky Graham's on the update on Nicky Graham. He's actually in a gang now. It's shocking.
Gangbanger.
Accidentally got recruited by a gang called the Pacemakers. So yeah, it's quite an interesting storyline. But it's a really weird arc.
Like 60-year-olds.
Basically, yeah. No, there's the actor. Obviously, no one in the game is 60. But yeah, the characters, two of them are 60. There's Reginald, and Esther, and then there's another guy called Dave Perry, who's actually quite fat. The idea is they've all got pacemakers and they're all fat, and they're all unfit, and that's the gang. But yeah, Nicky kind of fell into it by mistake because he's a taxi driver now, and he picked them up, ended up getting involved in a deal with them, with them and an arms dealer and stuff. It's actually quite strange. But yeah, it's a good arc. But if you do want to watch it, as I said, feel free. If I'm over on Twitch, just feel free to watch. And also, Alex does do other games as well, and so does Gaz and that kind of shit. So do check out all of our channels.
I should just stream more big thing. Yeah. Lee said that he might, they'd be happy with Stuart.
Thank you, Iceman, for that as well. Actually,
so that's great.
We'll definitely be in contact.
Our main thing would be similar with like the Friday League. We want to try and run us a relatively tightish ship. So, say the Saturday League's done, you've then got to the end of Sunday to get your reports in, and then ideally we want them kind of done and dusted probably by Tuesday,
Yeah,
and then for everything to be done for. I mean, or maybe latest Wednesday for like the everything to be done for like the table and stuff to be done for Saturday. But obviously stuff happens. Sometimes you're busy, people are busy, and it doesn't always work out like that. But that's the plan, and hopefully we can manage to do that.
But definitely check out the Discord as well, because more information will be coming out probably over the next few days. Announcements and all that sign-up sheets and that kind of stuff for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so do look out for it.
But yeah, hopefully you guys like this idea, and if you know anyone else that is interested in joining a league, get him in for the TTFL, and also get him in when we're getting the TFSL going.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. If they're new to league racing, I think the new formats might be something they could try out, because it's a short commitment. So that's quite decent fun to get open their eyes to league racing.
Yeah. So crack on. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And then I mean, if anyone has any ideas of like a different league format as well, let one of us three know, and then we can sit down and talk about it and try and run with it, or see what we can come up with alongside that idea or something like that.
Yeah.
But guys, that'll be probably it from us today. If you do want to get in contact with us, our Discords, just send us a message.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining. Tune in next time, fingers crossed, when we've got more in place for you, and a bit more information, a bit more news, a bit more gossip. But anything guys you want to add before we sign off?
I think that probably might be it,
Gaz?
I think we covered everything that we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all good. Better get my head down. I'm up early.
True. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you next time here at Heads Up Podcast. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.